A new world order is emerging, a new axis of world powers with common grievances and one common enemy. No prizes for guessing which one, the United States of America. A country which has for decades tried to shape our world in its image. And one common enemy. No prizes for guessing which one, the United States of America. A country which has for decades tried to shape our world in its image and established its preeminence in almost every facet of power, be it military, economy, technology, culture, or morality for that matter. It is America the world looks up to, all thanks to its global influence networks and, of course, the American PR machinery. But what if I tell you that things are changing? That America's global empire is crumbling, the hegemony of Western nations is dying. And a new alliance is looking to replace it, an alliance led by three countries: Russia, China, and Iran. The three most sanctioned countries in the world. They seem to have formed a rather informal alliance of convenience, a loose alliance of sorts which the West is calling a troika of tyranny and a triad of bullies. But what if I tell you that things are changing? That America's global empire is crumbling, the hegemony of Western nations is dying. But what if I tell you that things are changing? That America's global empire is crumbling, the hegemony of Western nations is dying.
This is Hara 1 by Nyasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp. When it's a Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem, Harakar Kodash, Ma'amath. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and the elders. Shalom to you, Akim, and Akwatim, and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. I was just listening to that news clip that I played in the beginning, and you see they talking about this new world order that China, Russia, and Iran are putting together. But that's actually just a part of their conglomerate. All right, because it's bigger than that. All right, you also have the BRICS nations, which is, I think, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. But now you have 20 countries in Africa that have sided with Russia and proclaimed it openly that they're siding with Russia. And then now you have added to the BRICS, you have Saudi Arabia, and then you have other countries that's going to join in. But now the point is, they established the BRICS banking establishment so they can come out with their own currency. They can do deals with each other without the American dollar. All right, in preparation for their de-dollarization, they can be in unity. So that's a setup against the EU. All right, and the IMF. But then you have China setting up their own, and Russia setting up their own banking system like SWIFT. All right, and then you have the military establishment where they're going to have a military axis, just like in World War II, that can go against America in World War III. And that goes along with Ezekiel 38. But one thing that reporter said in the beginning was America is losing its hegemony in the earth, in the world. And that's true, man. That's according to prophecy. And that's the Most High doing it. And we get to see it and witness it. You know, he woke us up to his will and what he's doing in these times, man. And for us to see his power and bringing these nations together to controlling the hearts of the kings. That's the power of our God, Yahweh. All right? And bringing his prophecies to pass. So all these nations are joining themselves together against Babylon, just like the Bible says. So this is the definition of hegemony. It's a noun that says predominance, preponderance, dominance. All right, so America's losing its dominance in the earth. Leadership, all right, because America was set up as the whore, the leading nation, and that's according to prophecy too, of scriptures. All right, let me get this real quick. This is Revelation 17 and 12, because it's basically these elites or these globalists that are leading, manipulating these nations into the war. All right, by establishing America through the banks of England, you know, those Western European Jesuit bankers established America, made her the what they call the great whore in the earth, meaning to using America as the hammer to crush these nations and steal their resources through the dollar, and then putting America in a position and making America the spearhead for NATO, which is the military conglomerate that they have to protect the EU. All right. So now those bankers have put, the elites have put America in a position to where they're forced to switch their currency in the SDR basket of currencies, special drawing rights. That's all they have, and then also to have his back against the wall and fight wars on every side. All right, and establishing China, or recognizing China, because they ain't establishing China, they're recognizing China as the new leader in the world. Until of course, when Yahushua shows up, all that's gonna be put to an end. You know. So that's their goal, to establish China as the new whore in the earth, the new leading nation. You know, as far as their ideas, their technology, everything that China's into, as far as their biometric credit system, you know, digital system. All right, they back their currency by blockchain. So they're establishing China as the lead nation, and then Russia as the muscle. All right, they're moving in respect to that. So China and Russia, they're saying, nah, we ain't with your new world order. Right? And the elites are saying, we respect it, we're gonna step out of the way and let you lead, but we're gonna switch the system. They're coming in with their new world order. So Russia, the Most High set up Russia and China and Iran to go against that. And we get to see it, we're witnessing it, man. And now they forced America into a corner to where they have to fight back as it circles the drain. You know, circles the drain is an old way of saying, you know, dying off when someone's on their deathbed. All right, heavy debt, according to Habakkuk chapter 2. And these nations are doing what's called de-dollarization. All the enemies, it said, the reporter said it, she said they all have one common enemy. And they're like, well, everybody know who it is. It's the United States. All right, so, but this is all, the Most High gonna have all these nations turn against America after a while. All right, except for the land, those Khazars over there in the land of Israel, and maybe other proxy nations that America has as allies. All right. Revelation 17 and 12. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as 1 hour with the beast. All right. So those elites over there in Europe, the EU, they established what's called NATO. All right. And from NATO, you get what happened in World War II, with America as the spearhead, the general of America, the army, as the spearhead for NATO. which is a bunch of countries that came together from Europe and with America involved as well, and allies that protect each other if they ever attacked. All right. So now you have an axis that's set up with Russia, China, and Iran and their allies. All right. So this was all part of their plan for America to be lifted up and exalted, given the dollar as the first world order, and then they move into a new world order, which is based upon the digital system, where they can control everybody with the CHIP, and they want to have China be the new leading nation in this digital world, and they want to have complete power over the human body. You know where they're going with that. So it says what? These have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. So they all exalted America and gave their power to America. All right, meaning financial help. It helped to establish America, but now America is getting that dominance stripped away, like the Black Panthers. It says, these shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. So Yahweh Shah going to overcome all these nations, these heathens, especially Esau. All right, that's manipulating all these wars. You know, it says, with all signs and lying wonders. All right. Deceiving the nations into this war, and also deceiving the nations to fight against Yahweh Shah when he appears. So it says, and the 10 horns, verse 16, and the 10 horns which thou, actually, you know what? Verse 15, and he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the horse sitteth are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues, man. So America was ruling over the world as the leading nation with the world reserve currency, man. Established by the Bretton Woods Agreement in 1944. To have the dollar as the world reserve currency to trade. So now America is losing that dominance by what's called de-dollarization, where these nations are pulling away from the dollar. There was another African nation the other day that said they're going to start trading in gold. That was 2 days ago. All right, so now let's keep going. So America is ruling over all these nations, man, over the whole world. But not anymore. And the 10 horns, that's what scriptures say, art thou become as weak as we? So America is brought down to a third world country. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. So they're gonna have their hidden hand in America's demise. All right, behind the scenes, pulling strings, helping America to fall, helping to take the freedom away from what was seemingly freedom, away from so-called Americans that have been getting rich off the robbing, stealing, and killing of America's military. And diamonds, blood diamonds, abominable foods, third world countries, what they call that, hard labor, manual free labor and all that. And America get to eat off of it, everything made in China. Celebrity, fame. America is the biggest country, #1 country in obesity, You know what I'm saying? That says a lot, man. A lot of greed here. And the nation see that as well. Now they want now they want to eat. Now they want to thrive. All right. It says, for Yahweh hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of Yahweh shall be fulfilled. And that beast right there is talking about America. All right. So the Lord put it in their hearts for all these nations to give their power unto the beast, meaning financial help, military aid, trade, you know, China pegging their currency to the dollar and keeping it at a level to where America can be the leading currency. All these nations trading in the dollar, so everybody was putting their bid in for America to be the top dog, but not anymore. They're all putting their bid in for America to be last and then destroyed ultimately. All right, so they said America's losing their hegemony in the world, and it says what? Preponderance, dominance, leadership, originally predominance of one city-state or another. All right, so that's right. From the Greek hegemonia, leadership, and leading the way, a going first. Also the authority or sovereignty of one state over a number of others. So that America was exalted. Revelation 17:3. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness. All right, that's all America is, a desert, into the world. And I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, all right, ruling. That's the Edomite. Scarlet means red, and America is the American generals, the main ones, the only nation that sits as the leader of the NATO organization, North Atlantic Treaty Organization. That's the beast. All right, so they established America as the spearhead, the hammer of the earth, and financed America so they can grow more in their equipment, the ICBMs during World War II, you know, after World War II. It says, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and that's talking about having rulers or leaders, or help, which is basically the 7 heads and 10 horns, NATO and the EU. And the woman was arrayed, and they helped to give America its dominance in the earth, was arrayed in purple, which represents royalty, and scarlet color, which is means red, or like the Edomites. All right, so it's saying, hey, they all together. They were one, as I keep saying, conglomerate together. NATO, EU, and America, all those Edomite nations, with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, which is hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication, man. Her business transactions, how America pushed their democracy. The woman said that in the report in the beginning. She said, yeah, America has been pushing their mindset on the world, and now the world is pushing back. And they call the leadership of America, mainly the Biden administration, are calling this axis, they're calling it an axis of tyranny, and they're bullies. When America has been the bully for the longest. All right, so now the daughter of Babylon, America, is about to lose that throne, and all these nations are being gathered together in one mind against this place. And that's all the power of our Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, man. All right, the pure resemblance of ancient Babylon, a wicked nation to where we were in captivity, and they had a heavy idol worship, and it was a place of traffic. You know, a lot of nations flocked to it and did business with them. All right, it says, "O virgin daughter of Babylon, sit on the ground." So America's being brought down to hell, meaning brought low, being raised. All right, so sit on the ground like a beggar. You know, so or somebody being sat down, like sit your ass down, forced to the ground. That's what America. That's what these nations are doing, all by the will of our power, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, who in the scripture says he controls the hearts of kings and turns them whithersoever he will. There is no throne, so that America has lost its throne and its rulership in the earth. Right now, as we speak, it's over. That's why I say game over. All right. It says there is no throne no more, man. See that? Riding upon the scarlet-colored beast, it was losing that rulership, that throne. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. All right, so a branch off of those elite bankers, which are the Magi's. They deal with the witchcraft and their abominations and their trickery and their money and their science and technology and their religions, you know, paganism, Masons, devil worshippers. It says, where is it at? For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate, man. So they're all pointing at America, and the Lord has made America a gazing stock. And they see America as an enemy now. You know? It was once called a great city, a golden city. But now they look at it as trash, a problem, a cancer to their reserves, even with the dollar. Having anything to do with America, or even its existence, is detrimental for any nation out there, because the only way for America to exist is through all the lies, robbing, and stealing and killing that is done from the beginning. That's how America got built, on the backs of slaves, Israelites, and then from stealing the resources from the other countries and going to war with them, causing wars, false flags. That's how this place got established, through their politicians lying. And now the Lord gonna make them stand on that. He's saying, yo, stand with that. Use that. Use your witchcraft. Use your Masonic astrologers. Go ahead and use that and see if that's gonna get you out of this situation that you're in. So America has no rulership in the earth anymore, except for over its underlings or the proxy nations that are still following behind America, which a lot of them are gonna leave. Because they're going to be scared of Russia and China. Or they're going to be tired of American sanctions. It says, take millstone and grind the mill. Uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Like a woman that was sitting on the throne, now she got to get off that throne and grovel in the mud, just like the other third world countries. And going around trying to make deals, begging, asking people like Saudi Arabia for money when they're like, nah, we ain't giving it to you. Instead, Saudi Arabia joined Russia. All right. It says, take thy nakedness shall be uncovered. So the shame and the downfall of this place is being shown to the world, and that America is truly an enemy to these nations. Thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. So the Lord is the one doing this. He's already showing up. The Lord said he shall visit thee in storms and thunders, you know, in judgment. So the Lord is already doing it. He said, what will I if it already be kindled? So the Lord will, Yahweh Shai's will, Yahweh Shai's will is coming to pass. That this place be brought low, and then ultimately he's going to put the lights out and set it on fire. And it's going to be righteous, you know, according to Yahweh's will. As for our Redeemer, Yahweh of hosts is his name, man. Yahweh, the Lord of armies, the Holy One of Israel. All right? He's going to send Yahweh Shai to redeem us. Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans. So America's being put into darkness. That's literal, physical, and spiritual. Because there's going to have a cyber attack or whatever, and the light's going to be put out. And then America's being left out, being put into confusion. And this place is nothing but darkness. All right? So that light that was shining, that light is being put out, America. O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the lady of kingdoms. That means ruler of kingdoms. The horror I was just reading about in Revelations. All right? The scriptures say this, I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke, man. So when you see these things happening on the earth, all these nations coming against America, it's the Lord redeeming us. And he said, rejoice, because the Lord has avenged you on her. So the Lord, he said, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. All right, so we shouldn't be mad. You know, you got these idiots out here that's mad at the Lord for destroying this place. And it says, you know, America has heavily laid thy yoke for those rulers over there in Europe. Had us in slavery, man. And still have us here. The yoke of iron, according to Deuteronomy chapter 28, you know, I believe. And thou sayest, I shall be a lady forever. See, they thought America was going to last forever. But the Roman Empire didn't last forever. You know, it fell and then it popped back up. But it's only here for a small season, you know, to be destroyed completely. According to 2nd Ezra chapter 11. All right, and also 12. So it says, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it, man. They forgot that the Lord exists. You know, they got cocky and they coming in with their new world order. They started slaying our people in the streets, right? Showing their racism towards us through the media, through silencing our people, through the corporations. We the last ones hired, first ones fired. You know, so they didn't remember that pushing that alphabet movement that they're doing, messing with the rainbow. When the rainbow was spiritual, man, it was righteous. But they took that and messed it up in this place. So they didn't remember what the Lord did to Sodom and what the Lord did to the Egyptians. All right? And what Yahushua did by giving his life for us. And that he was promised to return. They forgot, meaning they didn't forget. Like, they literally put it behind them. They devil worshippers. Therefore, hear now this. Thou that are given to pleasures, man. That's all America is about, pleasures. You walk down the street, you walk by Ross or these, what's this place here I'm looking at? Lane Bryant's. And all you see is naked women on the damn windows. I was walking with my children the other day by that. And I'm like, yo, I'm just chilling. You see just naked women. You know, being a man, you see that, you don't think like that, you know, but you know, you might be aware, like, yo, this is crazy, they got it all out in the open, but, you know, man, at the end of the day. But having children, that's when you like, it really stands out, and you're like, yo, they just got it out in the open like that, you know? Over-sexualizing the children and people with the Disney and all in the music, you know, hyperinflation, increasing in debt, fast food chains, everything about pleasures, man. All right, you come here and become famous. TV, America's Got Talent, and all that. That dwelleth carelessly, man. They dwell carelessly, not even getting fully prepared. A lot of American technology is nothing compared to China and Russia's, man. How fast they're advancing. The Lord is advancing them. That says in thine heart, I am and none else beside me. See, they were saying that there was no other country besides America. But now, proof of that, it's kind of silly, but I was watching the Black Panther the other day with my children, and I just noticed something. I'm like, when they would say the world is with you, to the Black Panther or whatever, Wakanda or whatever they call them, they would say, yeah, the world is America. It was no other country. They would be like United States. Everything was the United States. Outside of Wakanda, it was the United States. It was no other countries. So it shows you that even Hollywood, all they push is the propaganda of America. You know what I mean? So it says in their heart, it's all about America first. And it says, I shall not sit as a widow, meaning they would think that their help would never leave them, according to Revelation 17, as I was just reading. Being a whore and their lovers with these nations. But America's going to be left alone. All right? To stand alone and stripped of all his riches. Neither shall I know the loss of children. But that's what's exactly going to happen, man. All the people that are gathered in this place are going to be destroyed according to the scriptures. And all the proxy nations that would join with America, they're going to flee away or be destroyed with it. All right? So that's what's being set up right here, man, when we see China and Russia and Iran being a conglomerate together. All right, it says here, verse 9, I keep going. But these two things shall come upon thee in one moment, in one day, the loss of children and the widowhood, man. So it's all going to happen real soon. Look at the Nord Stream pipeline with Russia. Now they found out, allegedly, that was involved. If so, that would put Germany and all the other European countries that got fuel from those pipelines, they were without all year last year. They were in the cold because they didn't have any fuel because that pipeline was destroyed. So they're going to be upset once they find out that it was America. All right? Even if they know, they're going to at least probably act like they're upset. So all these nations are going to have a reason to see America's demise. All right? So all that's going to happen at once. It says the loss of children, its citizens, and widowhood, or all its helpers as well. They shall come upon thee in their perfection. So it's being built up. And once it's perfected, as a breach ready to fall, that's when the Lord going to unleash the hell on this place. But it's being perfected right now. For the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. So America's so vast, as John the Revelator saw, America's beauty and vastness and power in the earth, that the Lord is building up Russia and China and all these nations against it. And we're seeing that. And it's so vast and strong that the Lord got to build these nations all the way up. Because they was at the bottom. They was third world countries before, like North Korea. But now they talking nukes, trading in gold and digital currencies and oil. Look at Venezuela. You know? Saudi Arabia. So, and it says, they shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of thy sorceries, man. And that's what America's been doing, pushing their Christianity all over the world. Paganism, masonry, the alphabet movement all over the world. Giving them rights here in this society. Drugs, opium, murder, right? Promoting it in their movies, slavery, their holidays. There's a lot, that's all sorceries. Democracy. And for the great abundance of thine enchantments, man. All right, all the riches and wealth that lure people into this place. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none seeth me. That's why they try to do all these secret societies and their CIA operations, they call it. Right? Even them being over in Ukraine and Russia, started finding American soldiers and with the Nord Stream pipeline. All right, seeing that America's involved in all of that. Thou hast said, none seeth me. Them coming up with their New World Order, all their little hidden plans they doing with the, getting the jab. It says, thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it have perverted thee, right? Because America's built off worldly wisdom. You see that? And they call themselves a God-fearing country when it's not. And now they threw away the Bible. They even took it out of the schools. And thou hast said in thine heart, as a mindset for this place, America, with the government officials, the Pentagon, the military industrial complex. All right, that's the heart. And none, it says what? Thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me, man. But the Lord has raised up these nations now, besides America, and now they're going to surpass America. Look at China. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it ariseth. It's just happening. We're seeing it. And mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off. Ain't gonna be able to defend yourself against it, because the Lord bringing it to perfection, making these nations fully equipped in the new technology, advancements, all of that. The nuclear arms race, they're gonna win the race. All right? And America's gonna be defenseless against it. Out land, sea, and air. Because the Most High made it that way. Where was I? Stand now with thine enchantments. So the Lord saying, you got to stand on that. Everything you was doing before, this American government, he's saying, stand with that now. And with the multitude of thy sorceries, all that masonry and devil worship, idolatry. You know, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. So everything America was built on, the Lord saying, yeah, stand on that. Keep doing that. Try to rob, steal, and kill now around the world. Try to go steal their resources now from Africa. Watch what happens. Go try to mess with North Korea, and North Korea got a switch that they said, hey, if anything ever happens to Kim Jong-un, even if he get hit with a splinter from wood that came from America, they want Kim Jong-un army to send nukes over to America. So yeah, that's what the Lord's saying. Yeah, now try to go over to a place and push your Christianity in place around the world. Sending missionaries when they're getting chased out of these places now. Deoccupied. That's the mantra that places like Iran are pushing in the Middle East. Go over there and try to take all the money and resources, as I said a minute ago. Take over lands. Try to do regime change in these countries. Watch what happens. All right. So the Lord's saying, stand with that. Do everything they've been doing since their youth, since this place was established. Try to put us in slavery again. Watch what happens. You know, with the New World Order. Rush in as a flood. See what happens. Watch. If so be, thou shalt be able to profit. If so be, thou mayest prevail. They're not going to prevail. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy councils. Or the Congress, you know, presidents, different ideas wrestling against each other, Satan divided against Satan. Let now that the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators, and stand up, all the preachers and false prophets, you know, who they get their signs from, their witches and warlocks, and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. They ain't gonna be able to save them. Behold, they shall be as stubble. See, they gonna burn up as well. The fire shall burn them. The fire from what? Russia, China, Iran, these other nations, their missiles gonna hit this place. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. All right, so these church pastors, they're gonna get burned up. There's not gonna be any deliverance for them. These voodoo priests, these Muslims, you know, they used to, all these people that can get out of a situation with money, but money not going to deliver them from the fire. Their witchcraft is not going to deliver them from the coming judgment of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before it. Thus shall they be unto thee with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth. They shall wander every one to his quarter, none shall save thee. All the nations going to leave America, according to Nahum. I think it's chapter 1, or maybe chapter 2. And then you have Revelations 18. All the merchants going to flee from America when they see the destruction of this place. They're going to think it's coming on them next, coming upon them next. This is the truly the blessing that we get to see it. We seeing the power of our Lord as these nations come together against America and have one common enemy. Think about that. This is Psalms 37 and 34. Wait upon Yahweh and keep his way. See, we're waiting on the Lord. Don't lose patience, man. Just wait. Matt, think about how many people have walked away from this truth, or stopped teaching, or stopped believing, or these women out here that claim to be wives in the truth, and they walk away from their men and their husbands in the truth because they lose faith. You know? Or people that walked away from the camps and really from Yahweh Shai and just went back into the world. But those that wait upon the Lord shall be saved, man. And he shall exalt thee to inherit the land. So the Lord going to exalt us first, and then he's going to give us the land of Israel. When the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it, man. So we're seeing the wicked, Esau, be cut off. we get to see it, man. Yahweh Ratazah, whether it be upon this earth or in the heavens, the elect are going to get to see the destruction of this place, Babylon. I have seen the wicked in great power. See, we've seen this place exalted in great power, and spreading himself like a green bay tree, spreading his branches out all over the world, man. Branches of the army, you know, their money, and their religion all over the world. Yet he passed away, and lo, he was not. So this place is not going to exist after a while. Yea, I sought him, but he could not be found, man. So this place is not going to be found ever again in the future. All right, so that's what we're seeing, man. We're seeing the wicked, which represents Esau, and also 2/3 of our people and these heathens in this place, being cut off by the Lord, cutting off first the staff of the wicked, which is the hammer of the earth, America, which was the power of these globalists in the earth, and then ultimately for Yahushua to return and to enslave these Edomite and these heathens. All right, but yeah, man, there's a few scriptures I can get. Ezekiel 38, you know, Gog and Magog, Russia, all its armies being equipped by Russia and China. All right, it said, "Prepare, be thou prepared, thou and all thy army." I'm talking about Russia, China, all these nations. They're getting prepared. They're prepared now. All right, they got so many deterrents in place. Jeremiah 50:9, "For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations." So all these nations are assembled against America through the spirit and power of our Lord and Savior and our Father, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. That's the reason they're coming together as an axis. All right. And they're going to act like tyrants. Yeah, America calling them tyrants. Yeah, a tyrannical axis. That's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to be tyrannical to this place, as it deserves, man. All right. For lo, I will cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of nations. So all these nations are being assembled together. Of great nations from the north country, all right, even above Canada. You know, you have Russia. And they shall set themselves, and that goes with Ezekiel 38, they shall set themselves in array against her, man. So they're all setting themselves in array against America, meaning they have one common enemy, as the reporter has said. And we're living in that time right now as we speak at this moment. From thence, right, so from now that they're being joined together and they all have one common enemy, once Voltron is fully formed, that's when the war going to kick off. It says, "Thence she shall be taken." See? From thence shall she be taken. So everything has to happen in prophecy and process of time according to the Lord's will. All right? So he numbered everything in order. And now this has happened, so the next thing would be, from thence she shall be taken, man. Their arrows shall be as a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain, man. So they're going to be precise when these missiles hit. But it's going to be after Revelation 13 and 16, when they switch over to this new digital system. All right? But the nations are coming together at the same time. And Chaldea shall be a spoil. All that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith Yahweh. And, you know, so America represents Chaldea or Babylon. So all that spoil her that coming against this place, they're going to be satisfied. It's going to encourage them. Once they start, look at Russia. They said, yo, they winning the battle over there in the Ukraine. So everything they do against America is going to prosper. All right. So they said the arrows shall not return in vain. They're gonna be shot like an expert, mighty man. A mighty expert man. Like AI technology. Deep. Bless, it says, because ye were glad. See, America was glad. Because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine heritage. They were rejoicing. Look at the last few years, all the murders and killings of our people in the streets by the police officers and in the prison systems, executions, you know, and in the hospitals. O ye destroyers of mine heritage, especially with slavery, because ye are grown fat as the heifer at grass and bellow as bulls. All right, so, you know, so when everything was green, when the grass was green, Esau decided to consume us. So the Lord said, yo, you touched the apple of his eye. So now they shed the blood of Israel, so now the Lord going to shed their blood on this land, according to Revelation 16. Blood shall pursue them. We're seeing it, man. That's the Most High's power that brought these nations together. Seeing them all together like a dream team, that's Yahweh's power, man. He did that. All right, your mother shall be sore confounded. That's talking about England and them UK nations, man. They're gonna turn against America at some point. She that bear you shall be ashamed, man. And it could be with this Nord Stream pipeline. All right? And they're also cutting off America, you know, doing away with the old First World Order with the dollar. It says, behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land and a desert. Some of America is the hindermost out here, what you call North America, man, out in the waters. Surrounded by water. It's going to be a dry land and a desert. Because of the wrath of Yahweh, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate, man. See, when these nations, us seeing these nations begin to come together and have one common enemy, they are going to cast in their missiles and destroy this place. All right? It says, and they're going to cause America to become desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at her plagues. That goes to Revelation 18. They're going to say, how have the golden city ceased? And 1 hour is thrown down. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, man, having one common enemy in the center. And they all going to surround America. And America's army, where they're at out in the world. They said over in Ukraine, Russia's attacking from 5 different directions. So it's going to be the same way when they come at America. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow, all them that have ICBMs, shoot at her, spare no arrows. So they're going to dump all of them. Every missile they have, and ICBM they have, and warhead that they have, they're going to launch them. All right, for the finale. All right, according to Revelation 16. For she have sinned against Yahweh, man. You know. Shoot against her round about. See, they're putting themselves in array against America first, and then they're going to shoot at this place. She have given her hand. Her foundations are fallen, so we're seeing it fall now. Her walls are thrown down. Her defenses are going to be thrown down. We're going to see that soon with the cyber attacks, the dollar crash. That's all the defenses. The military confusion in the White House with the elections coming up soon. You know, and no missile defense against any of these nations' technology. Our walls are thrown down. The proof of that is those weather balloons or those spy balloons that's sent over here. It could be an EMP. You know, they've shown that they can pierce through America's defense easily. So her defenses are thrown down, for it is, and also walls deal with privacy. For it is the vengeance of Yahweh, take vengeance upon her, as she have done, do unto her, man. So I'm gonna end it there, man. But that's prophecy happening right now. And the Lord said, our eyes shall be blessed to see it, to see the fall of the wicked, to see them cut off. All right. So with that, I'm gonna say, Shalom, man, and stay in the spirit. Hey, yo.